New ILIA launches are kind of hit or miss for me. I feel like I end up really enjoying them or not liking them at all. But when I heard that their new Balmy Tint Hydrating Lip Balms were coming out, I was really curious to try this formula out because I really love their tinted lip conditioners, which they do not sell anymore. So I'm going to be comparing the new tinted balm formula to the old formula, which thankfully I do still have 2 of, and I'll be comparing the shades as well. And I'll be doing swatches on the lips and everything, so hopefully you find this video helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You can do it, is it this corner? I think it's opposite. Here or here, there will be a little button for you to subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well if you enjoy at any point. Let's just get started on this new tinted balm launch. So just to start with product info, these are their new Balmy Tint Hydrating Lip Balms. They are described as balmy, buttery, and buildable. This tinted lip balm slides on with a satisfying slip, quenching dryness while adding a kiss of color that builds with each swipe. So it's claiming to be buildable and moisturizing. Some of the key ingredients are salicornia, which says it boosts hydration for smooth, supple lips. No idea what that is, but sounds nice. Rosehip seed oil helps replenish moisture, and shea butter, which creates a barrier to help lock in moisture. It's also available in 8 shades. I have 4 out of the 8 to swatch for you today. I'll go ahead and start with swatches, and then we'll move on to how this formula compares to the old one. First, with the packaging, it comes in the classic just little lipstick tube. Actually feels pretty similar to the old packaging. I feel like this new one is maybe a little bit heavier, but very similar. They just kind of changed the color. The main difference in terms of comparing to the old formula in terms of the packaging is the shape of the actual balm itself. Now, I don't have a brand new one. I do have a fairly not frequently used one to show you the shape. This one has the pointed tip to it, whereas the new formula does not have that. It's just this round shape. That's gonna be my first con with this formula. I like the precision of having an actual bullet shape for the balm. So I was definitely disappointed when I saw that that was different, but not a total deal breaker for me. Starting with the first shade, which is called Hold Me. I'm gonna do probably 5 swipes of this. So it's not a super sheer swatch, but you can still see the amount of pigment that it's gonna give you. Hold Me is the first shade, and it's described as a warm peachy nude. I think this first shade is pretty. It pulls a little bit too peachy on me, honestly, for my preference. I feel like it just makes my teeth look a little bit yellow. Not my exact favorite tone. I do like the shade that it compares to the old formula better. We'll get to that later. Not my favorite, but it really depends on your undertone preference. Next on the lineup, we have the shade Lullaby, which is a cool rose pink. I think I like this shade a lot better. I think because it has cooler tones, it's a little bit more flattering for my skin tone. Doesn't make my teeth look yellow. It's just really pretty. It looks pretty dark in the actual tube, but once you get it on, it is a very pretty sheer pink. Then we have the shade Runaway, which is described as a neutral pink nude. I think this one might be my favorite of the lineup. The neutral tones are really flattering, super pretty. It does have a bit more depth to it compared to the other 2 shades. It's almost like a very sheer berry shade. I think this would be gorgeous on a lot of different skin tones. And then the last shade I have in the collection is the deepest shade, and this one is called Wanderlust, which is described as a cool berry. So they do also have 4 other shades in this collection. The rest of the 4 look like really pretty deep shades, probably very flattering for deeper skin tones. They're very sheer, so I feel like you can work with them depending on your skin tone if you do like a darker tint or if you want to stick to the lighter shades. But this one actually shows up a lot lighter, I feel like, than it looks in the tube. It's actually very similar to the second shade. What was the name of that one? I believe Lullaby. It has a similar tone between that. Very pink, cool berry. I was definitely a little bit confused when first watching this because I feel like it looks a lot different in the tube than it does swatch. But they are tinted balms, so it's a sheer product and you can build it up a little bit more. Now I'm gonna go ahead and swatch my old 2 tinted lip conditioners and see how they compare to the other shades. So the first one we have here is Europa, which is kind of what I was expecting that last shade to look like. Have this deep, rich sort of berry tone to it. And then the other one, which is probably my favorite, is called Little Sister. I would say this one compares most to the second shade here if I built it up a little bit more. And then my favorite, which I don't have on hand, but I remember from the tinted lip conditioner collection, I love the shade called Nobody's Baby. It was the lightest shade. It was a really pretty pink. And they say that this one compares to that, but I find that this one is a lot more peachy from the new collection than Nobody's Baby. So I did wish they had like another shade in between to sort of match that one, but I do feel like there's a lot of pretty like pink berry options here. Now comparing the new and the old tinted lip balms, the first thing I noticed is that the older formula, it is a bit more oily feeling, like a little bit more slick than the new balmy tints. I think these do give you more of a balmy feel. I also feel like they stay on the lips a little bit better than the old formula because those ones are a little bit more slippery, seem to slip off more. But I do find that the old formula, the pigment is almost a little bit smoother. It really depends on the shade, I feel like, and how you're applying it. I would say the biggest con for me with the new formula is the shape of the bullet. I really wish that this was a classic lipstick shape. It's way easier to apply. I wouldn't mind this shape if it was a clear lip balm, but the fact that it's round, it's really hard, especially for my lip shape, to get a nice shape. It always sort of gets everywhere and makes my lips look a little bit even, which is a con for me because they are pigmented enough, like they show up, and I would like a more precise application, especially when I'm bringing something on the go and I want to do it quickly. I don't want to have to like mess with it and sort of get it to look like my lip. So that is definitely the most disappointing part. Other than that, I do feel like they're very similar. If you like the old tinted lip conditioners, I think you would like this formula because they give you a similar look and feel. Really moisturizing, really hydrating feeling. They don't stick to dry patches, and they're just a super quick tinted lip balm to reach for. Are these the most miraculous tinted lip balms I've ever tried? No, but I do think they're a really nice option. If you like these types of lip products, I'll definitely be using them, keeping them in my bag just for really easy lip applications. Positive of the new formula, I find that the new one is less gritty than the old tinted lip conditioner. Not every shade of the tinted lip conditioner I had was gritty, but some of them just felt like a little bit chunky and it kind of just like would wipe away after I worked it in. But that is definitely a pro with the new one, and the packaging is a lot prettier. Fire roasted corn, everyone. This is for my back. I'm not crazy. Didn't even mention the price of these. These are $28. I forgot how much the tinted lip conditioners are. I'm guessing they were the same price. Available on ILIA and Sephora. ILIA's site does have this cool like swatch thing where you can compare shades depending on what your skin tone is. They have a very fair skin model, one with medium warmer skin, and then a dark skin model. So I think that's really helpful to compare how they would look on your skin tone. That's a pro when shopping on the ILIA site. There's better swatches on there. And then also I think if you have never shopped on ILIA before and you go on their site, you do get 10% off your first order. That's only if you've never ordered from them before. So this was a pretty quick video, but I hope you found my review and comparison of the new hydrating lip balms helpful if you were curious about these and how they compare to the old formulas that they used to have. Before we go, I'd love to hear in the comments either what shade you think looked best on me out of the 4 that I swatched, or just which one was your personal favorite that sort of interests you the most. I'd love to hear below and chat with you there. Also make sure you subscribe because I bought a ton of new launches to test out. A couple of them I have on my face currently that I'm so excited about. I really can't wait to make those videos. I feel like there hasn't been a ton of launches that interested me, but like last week a bunch of stuff came out that I was really excited about. I made a couple Sephora orders, so turn on your post notifications so you know when those videos come out. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.